Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing well today on this rather gray September 7th here in London. This week's Makeover Monday Watch Me Viz is about calories and sugar in cereals. And it comes from Michelle Freeman. Her kids found this data set and built the original visualization. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Makeover Monday page on data.world, and I'm going to look at the original visualization. So you can see there's a note down the bottom that Max and Sam created this viz and deliberately went against best practices. So yeah, so you see we've got packed bubbles, we've got red and green, there's no labels, you've got a scatter plot with tons of colors and marks and things like that. So yeah, so let's take a look at the original article and let's go ahead and see what we have here. And if somebody could just leave a quick message in the chat to let me know you can hear me okay, that would be great, and I will continue going until then. So in the original visualization, we see that it makes us, right? So it looks like it's about cereals. Okay, it takes a detailed look at breakfast health effects. Breakfast cereals made from processed grains and often fortified with vitamins and minerals, commonly eaten with milk, yogurt, fruit, or nuts. Okay. All right, so that's good. Loaded with sugar and refined carbs. Added sugar may very well be the single worst ingredient in the modern diet. So okay, so maybe that's a focus we could look at. Okay, and thank you everybody for letting me know you can hear me. Appreciate it. All right, and most of the sugar comes from processed foods. Let's see. In fact, most cereals list sugar as the second or third ingredient. So I don't know if you know, but when you look at the ingredients on the side of a package or anything, they're always listed in the order of what is the most in that particular product. So what this is saying is if you look at the ingredients for cereal, you might see like, I don't know, wheat or something is the first ingredient, but then the second or third ingredient will typically be sugar. And then you're likely to get your sugar crash, etc. Okay, there's misleading health claims. We see this all the time that they, low fat, whole grain, blah blah blah. It's a bunch of garbage. They're just doing that to mislead people to try to get them to eat their cereals. Marketed to children through bright colors, cartoon characters, etc. I mean, I remember that when I was a kid. I loved like Fruity Pebbles and anything that had lots of colors. What was the other one? Fruit Loops. Anything that was basically pure sugar and had color. That's what I really enjoyed as a kid. Now I eat more like, more, let's say, granola and things like that with almond milk and healthier things because I do a lot of physical activity. So yeah, okay. So this is maybe something we can refer back to once we look at the data itself. Okay, the data source is from Kaggle. All right, so looks like we've got the name of the cereal, who manufactures it, what type it is. That must be like hot or cold or something like that. The calories, protein, fat, sodium. Let's see, do we have sugar, grams of sugar? Okay, great. So it looks pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and download the data. And I'm going to move it to where I keep all of my data. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and go to Tableau and connect to that file. I always choose the more option because when I do, you get all of the to a file options as well. So sometimes, you'll think it's an Excel file, but it's actually a text file. So if you hit more, you get both options. So right, so let's go back to the same place. Data 2020 and cereals. Okay. And all right, so let's see. It looks like we're missing some headers here. Great. Okay, so let me Let me try the data interpreter and see what it does. Ah, there we go. So the data interpreter allows you to like uncheck and uncheck things. So let me undo that. The first one is called Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. Okay, yeah. So we use the data interpreter, and Tableau kind of reads the data and you know, kind of does some basic cleanup. So I'm going to rename it as cereal, and off we go. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, let me just rename these, is cereal, and then I think type is probably just hot or cold. And I'm going to go ahead and edit my aliases while I'm in here. I have this infatuation with uppercase letters ever since I started doing some of Ann Jackson's Workout Wednesdays. Really like the way it looks. Okay, manufacturer, we get something like that. I'm just creating the uppercase version. Okay, and now if I put that there, I should see the uppercase. Okay, I probably should have done that here as well. So let me rename and undo, and then I'll create a calculated field. I'm going to call it cereal. Okay, so now I could see which cereals. Mapo, never even heard of that one. General Mills. Oh, I love Cheerios. I'm assuming that's one of the healthier ones because unless I've been kind of duped all these years, Lucky Charms, those are fantastic as well. So in the UK, you can't get the same kind of Cheerios that you can in the US. So you have to buy like the equivalent of, so if you've been to the US and you look at Cheerios, they come in this big yellow box. And here they don't sell that big yellow box, and it's actually made by Nabisco here, which I find interesting. But you have to buy ones that say like low sugar or something like that. It's actually a light blue box. So it took us a while to figure that out. Okay, Nabisco, etc. So these are definitely American American brands. Oh, Cap'n Crunch, that's so good. And there is one that, let's see if it's in here. So we got Fruity Pebbles, another fantastic one. I mean, this is just like pure sugar. This is great. There's one that it's the Reese's. Oh, it's not listed in here. There's like a Reese's peanut butter cup cereal that is supposed to basically have like nothing of nutritional value in it. Okay, great. So we've got that, and then we've got the type. So are they all cold? They're almost all cold. Yeah, so there's only 2 hot cereals. That's fine. And then let's see what else. Okay, so now we've got all of these display shelf. What does that mean? So display shelf. 1, 2, 3. That must be the shelf that it's displayed on. 1, 2, or 3. So 1 probably being the bottom shelf, 2 the second one up, and 3 the highest. 3 the next one up. So that's probably, I'm going to make sure, let's see, I'm going to go back to the original data set here. And let's see, oops. Let's look here inside this data, see all. Okay, so, oh, actually I probably should go back to Kaggle. Well, let's see what this, so Kaggle would probably say, so it lists 80 cereals, okay. 80 cereals, nutritional data on 80 cereal products. All right, let's see, so manufacturer, type, calories. So let's see, shelf, display shelf, 1, 2, or 3. Oh, I was right. 1, 2, or 3 counting from the floor. Okay, so we should then, this should definitely be a dimension then. So yeah, we can look at which ones are displayed on the top shelf, bottom shelf, second shelf, and third shelf. So third shelf would probably be the one that would be like eye level. So the manufacturers actually pay to have their product listed at a certain shelf. So the farther you are toward the bottom or at the very top, the cheaper it is to display your product. But yeah, so, and then I'm just going to go back to the original data set. Okay, grams of sugar, and then rating. A rating of the cereals, possibly from Consumer Reports. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so I'm going to look at the rating of each cereal. But what does that mean? Let's see if it says oh, I like this this note here. If you like to eat cereal, do yourself a favor and avoid this data set at all costs. Probably because it shows you how terrible the food is for you. Type rating. I also like on Kaggle how there's these like distributions of the data, which is pretty cool. Sugar. Where's rating? Where's rating not on here? Okay, we're just going to, I'm assuming, I'm going to have to assume that the higher the rating, the quote unquote healthier it is for you. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna make rating a dimension that'll make it continuous. So now I can look at kind of a distribution of the cereals. So how many cereals are within each rating? Oh, they're all different. Okay, so let's create bins, and let's call this rating, and I'll call this rating bin. Maybe I'll just do what Tableau recommends and say 5, and make that. Yeah, let's just drag that here on top of that field. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, there's only one good cereal, or one cereal that's high rated, and that is all bran with extra fiber. Okay, so 0 sugar. That's excellent. All right, so we've got a bit of a distribution of the data, which could be useful. So let's see. Cereals by rating. Okay, and okay, so grams of sugar. Let's see. So if I create, one of the things I like doing is when I choose create bins there, it gives you the range of the data, which is very nice. So it goes 1 through. So this one goes. I don't know how it has negative sugar, but let's say the bins are. Let's see. I don't know, every 2 grams, something like that. So let's duplicate this sheet. Okay, so nothing particularly, something has 14, there's 5 cereals with 14 grams of sugar in a serving. Wow. Apple Jacks, oh, those are pretty good too. Okay. Yeah, so this is sugar per serving. Oh, I probably should look back at the, I'm going to look back here at the Kaggle data set. And let's see, calories per serving, sugars, grams of sugar. I'm going to assume that it's got to be like per serving. Number of cups in 1 serving. All right. So, all right. So I'm interested actually in knowing the rating of the cereal compared to the amount of sugar. And let's do it as a circle. So I want to scatter plot. And I want to do it for, let's make this a dimension. There we go. Okay. So I've got 77 marks in the view, and I'm going to put my cereal onto the detail shelf. Right. So interesting. So this one can't be right. I don't know how it has negative sugar. Well, I'll leave it there anyway. So this is interesting because it tells us basically, if you look sort of generally, there's a pattern that goes from the upper left. So the the more sugar, the worse the rating. That kind of makes sense. Okay, so that's pretty normal. All right, so when I have data sets like this, I'm going to actually I'm going to take I'm going to look at all of the relationships in the data except for that one, and I'm going to put let's see, measure names onto there and measure names onto here. So I'm basically creating a kind of a cross tab, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put every serial onto the detail shelf, and I'm going to look for any relationships in the data. So, but I didn't do this correctly because I'm only getting weight in ounces. Let's see. Because I want to look at all of these against, oh, yeah, duh. All right, I did it wrong. So let's get rid of that. So I need to take all of these and put them onto the columns, and then take them all again and duplicate them onto the rows. And now I'll get kind of a grid of what 16 by 16. So the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to see if there's any kind of relationships in the data. It's not super intuitive right now. So let me see if I put measure names onto the columns. Is that going to help me? Probably not. Oh boy. Okay, yep. And because this is going slow, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and extract the data. No, leave it for now, but I'm going to go ahead and save. So Makeover Monday 2020. So week 36. Serials. I can call it something else later. Okay. Oh, somebody's trying to call me. I'm going to ignore that phone call. Okay. So I'm going to now go ahead and put my trend lines on here. So just double click on trend line and you'll see the little spinner. And I'm going to see perfect trend lines here because these, you know, this is the same measure against itself, which makes sense. And are there any other ones? So this is, I'm probably interested in anything that is, so I don't care about the number of cups. So let's get rid of that. I want to see if maybe there's a relationship between maybe sugar, so grams of sugar. So let's get rid of those. Okay, I only want to look at grams of sugar, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so, and then I'm going to flip it around so I can see them a bit better. So is there any relationship between weight in ounces, milligrams of potassium? Okay, what's this? Vitamins and minerals, percent. Vitamins and minerals. Percent of FDA recommendation. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So I kind of like how this shows sort of distributions of the data. So I don't particularly like the trend lines. So I'm going to get rid of those. Oops. Can I get rid of all the trend lines at once? Oh, that's kind of boring. So what I think I might do is I wonder if I can just see the distribution of all the cereals within each of these. So let's go. So weight in ounces per serving. Okay, so we don't need that one. That one doesn't really matter. Calories per serving. Let's make that the first one. Calories per serving. And then grams of complex dietary fiber, fat, protein, sugar. Okay. Number of cups. Vitamins and minerals. Weight in ounces. Okay, so I think I have everything that I want now. And I've got every cereal in the view. But I'm going to, let's see. So if I just do random, no, let's just do, yeah, it doesn't matter. I can change it later. I should get them kind of spread out, and I'm going to make this an average. So now I can see them all spread out within the view. So if I flip this around, yeah, I don't like that. And if I put an average line on here for, I don't care about randoms, let's get rid of that. So I can see things that are above or below vitamins and minerals. I'm going to get rid of that one. Grams of protein, grams of fat. This isn't quite. So here's, let me think. This is, let me see if this, I'm going to go to, there was a Makeover Monday by, I think it was Mark Bradburn, several, maybe 2 years ago, that I really liked, which is kind of what's popping into my head right now. So, Mark Bradburn. I think that's how you spell it. I hope. There we go. Oh, yeah, and Mark works at Tableau now, but he's still a very active member of the community. Okay, so this might be a bit hard to find here, but let's see. State of, it was when we looked at, okay. So we could maybe look at something like this, like a rank chart, perhaps. Come on. Come on, Tableau, load. Wow, this is really annoying. So now I can't see his vises. Okay, that's just wonderful. So, oh, finally. Boy, I'm running out of time pretty quickly here. It was about, it was the NHL. Maybe I'll just search differently. Mark Bradburn. Shoot. It was NHL data. So let's see. The search on Tableau Public is not the greatest of all time. Yeah, I mean, like it just brings up NHL. I mean, it's just terrible. Jeez. I mean, what a horrible search. Okay, so let me go back. All right, anyway, if it ever comes up, I'll show it. Okay, so I think I'm going to need to maybe just start building a bunch of vises, but I'm also going to, I'm going to flip the data around as well. So I want to try to have maybe a single column that, let me see. So I'm going to duplicate my data source. Let me go to a new sheet. Duplicate. And in this data source, I'm going to actually pivot the data. So type cold calories. So all of these fields that are measures, I'm going to pivot. Weight in ounces, display shelf. So these, that's fine. Number of cups, rating. Okay, so let's pivot that. I think some of these fields will break. Yeah, that's fine. So let's just delete and delete. So this is my measure name, and then this is my value. So what I'm curious to know is, now that I've pivoted this, I can use measure name here, and then I can put value on the rows, then serial on to detail, and I get kind of this distribution. I'm going to make them circles. And now if I put random in here, so average of random, and but now the scale is crap. It's not what I was hoping for. Let's see if Mark's viz has come up yet. Probably not. but I'm quickly running out of time. Okay, so let's see if I can do something different then. So let's go here. And if I do something like, let's start with calories per serving. Let's put that in the columns and cereal in the rows, and kind of like rank these basically. Okay, so this gives us the calories per serving. Maybe I'll start with the rating as well. Let me try the rating instead. Okay, I'm going to make this actually an average to make it a bit easier to see. That doesn't really do anything, but just makes me feel a bit better. Okay, so this is the highest rated. Okay, so I'm going to try to start building a parallel coordinates chart. So let me see if I can show you what one of those looks like, because it might help kind of explain what I'm thinking of doing here, because then we can possibly highlight a serial. And so a parallel coordinates chart allows you to compare kind of the ranks across different across the different serials. Let me just, it'll make more sense if I show you the, gosh, everything is like crazy slow here. Yeah, I can't see marks. So it's similar to like, so if I did something, if I made this a rank instead, so if I quick table calc rank, and I want to do it by serial. Okay, so we get something like that, and then we could take maybe that's rating, and let's just say calories, and then let's just go ahead and rank these and compute using serial. So then what we could start doing is I can kind of just build charts out now that will allow me to, let's see, so I want to do measure names onto detail. And if I make this a line, I could put measure names on path. Well, that's not right. That's not what I was hoping for. What the heck? No, I need measure names here, and I need serial on path. What am I doing wrong? Gosh. I want the rank here. Okay, so we want to go. Okay, so let me show the highlighter just to make sure this is working. Rank of calorie. Okay, and then if I put like sugars on here, and if I quick table calc rank, and then compute that using serial, there we go. Okay, so we're starting to get something kind of built out here. Rank of calories per serving. Okay, so then if I put fat in there, I just want to sort of see what this looks like as I go through. So I'm creating a bump chart right now. So grams of fat. So let me just lasso these, and they all have the same. Trying to see if they all have the same grams per fat. Grams of fat, 0. Yes, there's a lot of them that have 0 fat. Okay, so I don't want to use that one. Well, it's okay. Okay, so now that I have, let's see. Still can't find Mark's Viz. This is like stupidly annoying. Right, so do I want to use the pivoted data, or do I want to use, because what I like is if I do like sugars, and if I put the cereal into the detail shelf, And if I do the average of random, I'm making this much harder for some reason, so I want to flip that around. So what I like now is that I can kind of see the distribution of the serials. So if I make these circles, and now why does it not work if I, see the problem is if I now put grams of protein here, so these are going up and down and I want them to go left and right. So that's where is I building that? That's where this one, measure name, the pivoted data makes more sense. But if I change it to an average, yeah, that's not going to make a difference. I wonder if I can make this a rank. Let's see what happens here. So I want to do it for each. Let's switch that around. There we go. Okay, so now I'm looking at the rank of where each serial is. And these two, okay, so I don't need those. So I'm going to filter out these two. Number of cups in a serving, I'm going to exclude that. Okay, so now, oh, this might work. So show highlighter. So now, like if I pick Almond Delight, I can see where it is in each of these. Okay, so what if I make this then just index, and I want to compute using serial. Okay, so now if I highlight a serial, it'll always be on the same side of the chart rather than a random, which kind of places it all over the place. Okay, so I think I might be onto something here. All right, so this might be a bit better. Let's see if I can get marks up yet. It's remarkable how slow this is. You know what, I may have picked it for one of the favorites, so let me go to, oh, I was going to also show you the, I think it was the rankings. So while that's loading, let me go to Makeover Monday. Oh, I'll just search actually. Let's see, Mark, Brad, Born, NHL. Okay, NHL attendance, yeah, this is it. Oh, here, oh, it was Mark Edwards. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so let's go here again. Oh wait, it should just come up here. Let's see, where'd it go? Go back. Okay, so this is kind of what I was thinking, is that we have, all right, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. So this kind of shows us where, this is focusing on the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I like how he's got the one big dot and then all the other gray dots. So this is what I'm trying to emulate here. But he's doing it with the actual, so if I go back here, he's doing it with the attendance, but for us, we just have the rank because that's going to be a bit, I think a bit simpler. But I could maybe do something like, let's see if this has come up yet. Nope. Maybe it's magnitude. Gosh, it's 5:35 already. Here we go. Yeah, so parallel coordinates. So this is kind of what I was thinking. We've got each of these different metrics. We can highlight the line going across. Okay, so, oh, I've got a typo in there too, I just noticed. Okay, so let me, I'm going to just duplicate this for now. Now, come on, in case I screw it up. So I'm going to call this my, this is my relative rank. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the actual value, so sum of value, and I'm going to subtract from that the max, so the window max of the sum of the value. So this is going to tell me where is it in relation, where is each value in relation to the largest value, and then I'm going to divide that by the difference from the max to the min. So wait, this should be window min, and then so let's copy that, and then max, and wrap those in brackets. So this is basically saying, so let's say the value of calories is 100 and the min is 50. So this is going to say 100 minus 50, and this is going to be like, let's say that it's the top one, it'd be 100 minus 50, so it'd end up with 0. So maybe you're missing an operator. So I think I have window sum minus divided by, oh, I've got too many brackets there. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to try this instead and see what happens. Edit table calc, and I want to do it, switch these around. Okay, so now if I highlight a serial, I'm seeing the relative rank. So you see the distribution now goes from 1 to 0. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. So let me duplicate this again. And if I take that off the view and I make this a line, if I highlight a serial, I can see where that serial ranks across each of these different. Okay, so this is a parallel coordinates chart. So this is parallel coordinates. Okay, so that's what I was hoping for there. So I'm going to delete both of those. So I'm going to just decide between, okay, and this is our relative rank. I think I like it better than the rank, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, I guess I can leave the rest of those in there for now. Rating. All right, so I'm going to rearrange some of these. So I'm going to start with the rating because I think that is the, so let's change the, I'm just going to call this one my measure. And I'm going to change the default to default sort. And do it manually. Okay, so I want the rating to be first, and you'll see it move down here. And then calories, and then grams of complex carbs. I don't really know, so I'm going to put maybe sugars second. So let me move that to the top, and then down one. Calories per serving. Actually, I probably should put that second. Grams of sugar, grams of complex carbs, dietary fiber, grams of fat, protein, potassium, sodium, and what other ones do we have in here? Milligrams of potassium, milligrams of sodium, number of cups, vitamins, and minerals, weight. Okay, so I think I'm pretty good there. I'll put value onto detail so I can see the actual value. Okay, and my relative rank. Can I save that here? Nope. Okay, that's fine. So if I highlight a serial, okay, but some of these, shoot, the rating, so this is a rating of 1 of 93, so that's the best, but calories per serving, this should be the opposite way around. Okay, so all of these, the higher, the worse. Okay, so why don't I, that's fine. So I'm gonna kind of, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say if the measure is equal to, so I need to flip the rating of the serial around so that it goes in the opposite order. So I'm gonna say if the rating of the serial, then let me just try doing the minus of the rating. Oops. No. Shoot. No, this should be minus the value. else value. And then I want my relative rank to be based off of that field instead. So what's happening here is the rating, I want the best to always be at the top. So right now the best of rating is up there, but all of the other ones are the other way around. So for example, if I look over here at this one has the most sodium, but it should be at the bottom because that's the worst. So then I have this backwards. So I want this to be the value, and I want the rest of these to be the minus of the value. Okay, so now let me edit this calculation and use value in here instead. Come on. Right. So now if I look at, what was that one we looked at? So down here now, you'll see this one is flipped. So, and I want the value actually to be on here instead. So you see my sodium, because it's 320, is at the bottom. So I've kind of flipped everything around now. Grams of protein, grams of complex carbs. Okay, so I kind of like where this is headed for now. And then this one was similar, except I have, yeah, so this is going to be the same. So my thinking with this one is if I create a parameter, I'm going to say choose a cereal, and that's fine. So just hit OK. So yeah, just leave it like that. Hit OK. And now if I show that parameter, let's see, cereal selected. And what I want to do here is I just want to say if the cereal is equal to the parameter, that's it. So it's going to give me a true, and I'm going to put that on color. So now I can see. So let's edit that. And this needs to be my cereal selected as well. And cereal selected. Okay, so I could see my orange dots here, but why is my shelf not showing? So worksheet, it's analysis to legends color. It's weird that my color legend disappeared. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy Makeover Monday. So I want my trues to be that. And maybe I'll make my falses. Oh, I created a new color palette the other day. Which one was it? It was something with color brewer. Oh, the purples. Let's see if this is better. So let's do trues. Let's set the trues to the purple and the falses to maybe the pinks. Something like that. And I'm going to swap these around so that one's in the front. And then I'm also going to put that on size and reverse those around. So make the smaller ones bigger. Okay, something like that. And I think on marks, oops, if I go to marks view, he's got little label circles around, or borders around all of those. So let's see what that looks like if I put borders on. So maybe I'll put like a gray. Perhaps I should just use a gray for the false. Okay, this is even lighter. So hopefully I'm not boring everybody to death at this point. I keep flipping around. Okay, I don't know what color gray he used there. So let me find a lighter color of gray. Let's try. Okay, there we go. Okay, so right, so my index, I could kind of squeeze these together a bit more. So if I go from like, I don't know, minus 25. So 86 is the highest. Let's see if we go to 100. See how it kind of squeezes them in a bit. So minus 40, 120. Yeah, gives them a bit more room within the view. Okay, so I'm going to change my size a bit. I'm going to make my bigger ones a bit bigger. And then maybe I'll say, so value for selected. So what I want to do here is what I want to see is if I put the value inside of the circle, will it actually display properly? So I'm going to say if serial selected, then I want to use the value. Notice how I didn't use the value calculation because that one was just for the sorting in the other views. So if I put that there, and then let me align center and center, allow overlap. And if I make the font maybe a Tableau light and make it like 7 point. Okay, that looks terrible. So I'm going to change my font here for the whole workbook. What's one of my ones that I like? How about Railway? No. Roboto. Nope. This is the part that always just takes forever. Rubik isn't bad. I like that one. Okay, so let me make these like maybe 8 point. And if I make the circles a touch bigger, and then maybe make these a bit smaller. There we go. So now I can see the value on the inside. So maybe if I make this bold. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay, great. Now grams of fat. These are all the rating. Okay, so the problem here is the rating. You see how they're all, most of them are .0 except for the rating. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just format the label. And let's see, I'm just going to make it a single decimal. So at least we can kind of see it there. We can hover over to get the exact value. So you see now the rating is, where is it here? Why is the, no, I want to put the value into the detail so I can see it on the tooltip. Okay, so there we see 68.4. All right, so right, so now I need to decide which of these views. I think I like this one better. So let's see. So I'm going to, okay, all right, I'm going to kill this data source, so close. And that automatically deletes all the sheets. I'm going to rename this one as serial. I've got 10 minutes left, so let me go ahead and extract. And save. All right, save the workbook. Okay, now I know I don't need my index in the title. So let's get rid of the header. Let's take it out of the tooltip and then take it off the header. I'm going to hide that. Okay, so then I want to do, I need to rename all of these. This is going to be a pain. What field is that? Measure. Okay, I'm just going to edit the aliases. It shouldn't take me too long. Serving. Am I even using that? Yeah, I am. And then complex carbs. Dietary fiber. I think I gotta hurry. don't care about that one. And then I'm not using those, so let's hit OK. Okay, great. All right, so those all say G for grams, which is what I wanted. All right, so let's format here. If I look back, oh, I keep doing that. If I look over at marks, it's nice and clean. I like that. So I'm going to just format the work. That's fine. So turn the grid lines off, turn the 0 line off, and then do I want the borders in between? I wonder if I did like, if I did bands like, that's not too bad. It kind of helps separate them a bit. So now if I get rid of the, yeah, I can get rid of my row dividers. Okay, I like that. Yeah, because then so when I shade these, it makes the view kind of go down instead of across. So I think it'll help guide the eye that way. So let's format this and make it a darker color. Same thing for the axis. Actually, the axis I'm going to make a lighter color. Do I even need that? I don't think I need that, so I'm going to hide that. And this is showing me the carbs. Okay, so let me format that again. All right, so now if I select a different cereal, like if I pick Cheerios, you'll see where Cheerios ranks. You'll see oat bran, there we go, crunchy nuggets, whatever those are. Let's see, Rice Krispies, those are always kind of touted as good for you. Tricks. All right, so what's one I could pick? Apple Jacks. Oh God. So no fat, no fiber. Relative rank. Okay, so I can get rid of that in the tooltip. I can get rid of that in the tooltip. Get rid of that in the tooltip. Okay. Okay, so measure 1. So I'm going to put measure and then put the value. This is the part that always takes ages. Oh, sorry, I haven't seen any of your comments over here, so sorry about that. Let me see if I can. Okay, no comments. Oh, more fiber means better. Oh, good point. Okay, and thanks for telling me I need to speak closer to the mic. More fiber is good. Okay, that's fine. I can switch that around. So, I think I want to do, okay. So why don't I do it like this way then? Case, measure, when, rating, then value, when, what is it? Oh, crap. Grams of dietary fiber. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. Yep, very good. So fat is bad. Protein would probably be good as well, I would think. Potassium's bad, sodium's bad, sugar's bad, calories bad. Rating. Protein. I'm going to say protein's good. Anybody have an opinion on that? Anybody have an opinion on, oh, potassium is in milligrams, thank you. And I think sodium is in milligrams as well. So I need to, okay, so milligrams of sodium and potassium, everything else is grams. Okay, thank you. Sodium is milligrams, or yeah, I can see it here. I should have picked up on that. Thank you for helping me there. Okay, there we go. So a lot of potassium I would think is bad. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Or I could just search. Is a lot of potassium good for you? Oh, okay, so that is good. Okay, so I need to switch that one as well then. Okay, what is that one? So this would be milligrams. I just want to make sure I spelled it right. So apply. Okay, so that's good. So a lot of potassium. Yes, so this must have low potassium then. This has high. Okay, great. What was the other one I wanted to look at? So protein's good, complex carbs are bad, dietary fiber. We've got that, fat, sugars, calories. Okay, I think potassium is also good for you. Yep, got that. Thank you. Okay, so let me kill the parallel coordinates chart. Let's go ahead and throw this into a dashboard. I better save. All right. Let's layout. And let's maybe make it, I think I'm probably going to need to make it wider and shorter. So I'm going to float it in here. Oh, great. Okay, that's fine. And I want to put this at, this is 0, 0, and then what did I say, 1200, 700, something like that. Okay, I can maybe stick that up there. I probably actually should, let me stick this in a dashboard. Let me put a container in here instead. And then I can grab this guy, put it in there, and then I'm going to put a text box in here. Actually, I could just show the title. And then, God, I hate how Tableau puts all these things in here. Floating. Okay, so I've got my dashboard, and then I want to put the serial next to that. So I'm going to drag a, oops. Where's the horizontal? I'm going to put that inside of that. I need to move my serials to the front. Okay. And then the overall dashboard, I'm going to give it maybe, oops. Move the whole dashboard in a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and show my caption here because that's what I'm going to use for my, okay, so Kaggle, and then it's let's see, this is by Mark Edwards. Just want to make sure I got the name right. Mark Edwards. Created by Andy Kriebel at VizWizBI. Okay, just saves me a bit of room, not putting it there instead of, and maybe I'll even move it down a line. Okay, there we go. Now it looks even more like, okay, so I hover over, that looks good. And then this one I need to make a bit taller. Okay, I'm going to center my title and maybe make it bold. Of course, this font isn't going to work on Tableau Public, but oh well. Okay. Maybe I could say something like, how does what's the way I can name this? How healthy is your favorite cereal compared to others on grocery shelves? Okay, so yeah, I think I like that. So now if I pick something, cornflakes, if I pick golden grams, if I pick Mapo, whatever the heck that is, triples. Okay, great. So I'm going to start with Cheerios, Captain Crunch. Okay, I think I need to go ahead and go to the sheet. I'm going to show the header. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, how can I do this? I want to say something like, bad for you, or maybe unhealthy. So I want to do something like that so it spreads the range out there. And then I'm going to just hide the tick marks. None. But I'm going to need to format that. So let's make that maybe the black like the other one. Okay. Yeah, I want this line here. I think that looks a bit better. And let me format this and make this a bigger font. Okay, so now I just need to kind of spread it out inside the dashboard. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to one of my, let's see, so if I do, I want to kind of have some arrows. So arrows, maybe if I do something like this. And then Maybe something like that. I think that looks good enough. Okay, so this is Makeover Monday 2020, week 36. And let's see, so I'm just going to extract it again so that it has all my calculations in it. Okay, come on. Oh, I already did it. So now I can hide the sheet. And let's see. Okay, so save as. Let's see. Actually, let's just do that. I'll just save it under something else when I publish it in server. Tableau public, save as. How healthy is your favorite cereal? Okay, just about done. Okay. Thank you for all of the feedback along the way, everybody. It's been super, super helpful. And let me go ahead and bring up my Tableau public now. And I want to make sure I give credit to Mark for this one. So because I was inspired by Mark, I want to make sure that in the details, I give him inspiration here. And there we go. So allow it to be downloaded, uncheck show tabs, save. All right. And there we go. So of course the font won't look like this when it goes out to Tableau Public, but so be it. Oh, look at this. So the arrow got cut off. Oh, that's stupidly annoying. So let me go back here and maybe I need to remove some spaces. Okay, let's just try that. And I don't like these arrows anyway, so format to borders. Okay, yeah, that's better. So save. Come on. And it's bringing up Tableau Public on a different screen of mine. I try to watch the live stream comments and the. Okay, so let me just refresh this page. And let's see if it works now. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay, so thanks again for following along. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or anything, just leave a comment or whatever. Oh, hi Marcus, I see you're on there. For those of you that don't know, Marcus went through the data school, and he's pretty awesome at this Tableau stuff. So it's good to see him watching in. Okay, it took me a bit over an hour, but I'm pretty happy with what I got here in the end. Again, I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave a comment. All right, have a great day, everybody.